Hey fam, welcome back to another exciting episode of the Welt. Okay, so in this video, guys, I am going to be showing you guys how to draft a cut together collar. All right, that is both the collar and the collar stand, how to draft them together, the simplest way of drafting this. All right, so if you're interested in this tutorial, sit down, subscribe, like, and comment, and then move to our work table. Okay, so in this video I am going to be needing my paper stay. This is the hard one. I've already created my crease line, which is also going to be my center line. And the next thing that you need is your round neck measurement. All right, and in this case I have already folded my bottom and it is overlapping on each other, so I'm going to be measuring from one overlap to the other. All right, so in my case I have 18 inches for the neck round measurement. Right, so what I'm going to do is I have folded this into two right now. I'm going to be placing my 9 inches plus 0.25 inches for the sewing allowance. Okay, so just quickly mark this is for the length, or yes, let's say the round collar measurement. And then for the width of my collar stand, I'm going to be using just 1 inches. All right, so I'm going to be marking 1 inches in the center line like that, and I'm going to be squaring this up. Sorry guys, it was so visible on the paper stay, but it wasn't visible when I like on the camera. Okay, so I hope that you follow what I am doing. So right from the squared line, all right, you measure 2 inches upwards like that, and from the center, okay, you measure 1.5 inches. Okay, so the reason we are measuring 1.5 inches is the color from the center needs to be shorter than the one from the side. So now the next thing is to mark our the length of our collar itself. So from there, remember we marked 9.25 inches for the collar stand. Now because we are going to be connecting the collar to the collar stand, I'm going to be marking this 1 inches away from the collar stand, and I'm going to be connecting, drawing my collar like that. Don't worry, since you can't see if I am cutting out, you see the shape, and I promise that I'm going to be making a video when I finally start working, okay, in my sewing studio. I'm going to make another drafting tutorial. So right from the ends like that, I'm just going to connect the come up by 0.25 and then connect and blend it to meet my neck area like that. So I'm just going to cut it out now. Okay, so remember it is your neck measurement plus your sewing allowance. All right, so I just added 0.25 inches of allowance to this. You might want to add more or less depending on how you want to sew this. Okay, so remember the center front for the color, the center for the color is quite shorter than the sides. All right, so this is how it looks right now. Okay, so right now I'm going to get my fabric folded into two. Okay, but I'll first of all place this on, okay, so that I'll be able to know the amount of fabric that I need for my collar, and I'm going to be folding this into two. Okay, so right after folding this into two, I'm just going to cut it out. All right, so I'm just going to cut it out roughly, and I'll take this to my iron. All right, iron this, stay on it. I'll flip it over to the wrong side. All right, like that, and I'm going to fold this into two, and I am going to be ironing this, all right, so that it will be flat. And also you put your stay your paper stay on it. Make sure that the shining part is facing the wrong part of the fabric, just like that. All right, so after you are done, just go ahead and then flip one side. All right, folding like half inch or the allowance that you have. All right, so after flipping this, make sure that you go ahead and then flip the other side. All right, but this time around you are not flipping in half an inch, you are flipping in just 0.75 inches. All right, because we want one of the sides to overlap the other, and the side that is going to be overlapping the other is the side that there is no stay. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about in case you don't understand what I said. So on the stiff part, you fold in 0.5 inches, and at the part that there is no stiff, you fold in 0.3 inches. So remember the curve that we created. All right, so I'm just going to fold in my fabric. Right, so I'm going to fold in my fabric on both sides, following like the shape of that curve. Right, so after that I'll do the same thing to this side, following the shape of that curve. I'm just going to flip this over like that, and I am going to be doing the same thing for the other side. Okay, so right after this, just go ahead and then iron this flat. All right, iron this very flat, and then the next thing is to take this to our machine and then start stitching from here. Stitch on your sewing allowance, stitch on your sewing allowance. If you left half an inch, stitch on a half an inch sewing allowance, but I left 0.25 inches, so I'm just going to be stitching on that 0.25 inch allowance all the way through. So guys, this is what I have right now after stitching, and I am going to be flipping this over. All right, so after flipping this over, I'm going to bring out the corners and I'm going to be ironing this again. Right, so at this point, after flipping this over, pick up your pointy edge, anything pointy. Like for now I'm using my scissors. All right, make sure you bring out the corners very well so that it looks sharp and nice. Okay, so after bringing the pointy edge out, just set this aside, and then with your folded in allowance, make sure that it's folded in, and then iron this flat. Okay, so if you are using a steam iron, the better. If you don't have a steam iron, to make sure you have your spray bottle set aside, because you need this to be nice and flat. Okay, so flip it over to the other side and then keep ironing till it's nice and flat. All right, so after that we'll just fold this. All right, you're going to be folding this. All right, making sure that the side with the paper stay is on top like you're seeing. Okay, so I'm going to be folding this just to create that demarcation, to separate the collar from the collar stand. Okay, so that is why I am folding this into two. Make sure you use your steam so that it stays flat. Okay, so guys, this is it after ironing. Okay, as you can see, if we've created the demarcation, and now the next thing is to create a top stitch. Okay, all the way through like that. Okay, so after I'm done with the top stitching, I'm going to take it right to my uh table and then fix the neck. Okay, so guys, here is it right now, and it's now time to sandwich this. All right, sandwich the neck in between the color. All right, so it's because of the overlapping is going to be making the sewing easy. Okay, so just push it inside like that. Make sure you're pushing it in really well, like straight. Make sure everywhere is straight before you take it to your machine and stitch. So you can go ahead and pin this whilst you are fixing it, or go ahead and fix it like that on your machine. And guys, we are done with fixing the color, and the next thing that I'm going to be showing you guys in my next tutorial is how to cut the sleeve, the cuff, and how to sew them together. Okay, so make sure that you subscribe, you like, you comment, and hit the like button. I'm going to see you in my next tutorial. Okay, bye bye.